Welcome to the Small Business Site tutorial. In this tutorial, I show you how to create this exact site. But instead of having to code everything yourself, we're going to be using a professional downloadable template, and then you can customize that template to fit your needs. Here's the About page, and you can also rest easy knowing that all of these sites that are downloadable and installable are mobile friendly. They're fully responsive. You can see I adapted this project into a Greek island tours example, but you can change the fonts, the color scheme to whatever type of business you have. Here's a gallery page where you get these image sliders where you could put, different examples of your work, post those on the sliders. Go back to the desktop mode, and it's just a really nice site. Flows really well. You also get this blog page to reach out to your customers, and you get a working contact form. Okay, that was a preview of the site we're going to create, but this tutorial is unique in that you don't need to be limited by just that site. In fact, there are 39 available free downloadable sites for you to choose from, and one of them is bound to fit the style that you're looking for. I wanted to show you all of the different options that you have, just in case you don't like the layout of the one that I picked. Right now there's 39 sites to choose from. You just click it, and here's a barbershop theme, and you get all of the pages that are displayed in the example. And here's the one I chose here. I picked it because it has a transparent header, and I just really like the layout and the theme, and the overall style of it was just real clean, and it just flowed really well. This tutorial delivers on two factors: quality and efficiency. It uses downloadable professional templates so you don't have to do everything yourself. Experts have already done a lot of the work for you. All you need to do is customize it, and this tutorial will show you how to take advantage of that. Okay, before we make a website, we need to get hosting. If you already have hosting, you can just skip to the next step in the video description. But if you need hosting, I'll show you the host that I use. This is my site where I post my tutorial videos, step-by-step-wp.com, and at the bottom of the front page I have some information on SiteGround. I have information on speed, on security. They're usually rated top in customer service. You also get free SSL, which means you get this lock in your address bar without having to upgrade or pay more money. The granddaddy of all endorsements is that it's recommended by WordPress.org. WordPress.org is the company that provides this framework for us. Here's the recommendation for SiteGround here. So if you want to save 60% with SiteGround, you can click this link, or you can click the link in the video description, and that'll take you to SiteGround. And you'll see we want this web hosting here. Get started. And I'm going to choose the cheapest option because you can always upgrade if you need, if your website gets a lot of traffic. So we'll go with the first one. And for this tutorial, I'm going to make a brand new website. So I'm going to choose a new domain, and I'm going to type in my domain, Learn WP Omaha, and I'll click proceed. Now we'll see if that's available. Okay, that's available. Congratulations. It's available to register. Now I need to fill out this page. I'm going to go ahead and fill it out. Note that the email and password that you enter is going to be your login and password for your SiteGround account, where you log into siteground.com to do your billing and stuff. Okay, I put in my information and I put in my credit card. Now we're further down on the page, and we have purchase information, the plan, the data center. Chicago is always the one that I've used. The period, 12 months. Hosting price, $4 a month. So over 1 year, that's about $47. And I'm buying a new domain, that's $16. And domain privacy protects your name and your personal information. That's $12 a year. And I removed this SiteGround site scanner. This is a monitoring service that adds another $20. So I unchecked this box, and now I have a total cost for the year of $75. That comes out to about $7 a month, or closer to $6 a month. Here you have, I confirm that I read and agree the terms, and I'd also like to receive news. I'll probably uncheck that. Well, I might as well, and hit pay now. Now it's going to run through the credit card and all of that. Your order was successfully submitted. Thank you for choosing SiteGround. So if I click proceed to the customer area, okay, in the customer area, it gives you a few options. I'm going to choose start a new website. And now I'm going to choose WordPress. Okay, and further below, you'll see you have to enter information in here for your WordPress website. Save this information because you'll need this information to log into your site. The other login and password was used to log into SiteGround, and this will be used to log into your own website. Alright, now that I have the text box filled in, I'm going to hit confirm. It says, do you want to add this to your account? I'm just going to leave it. I confirm. We're going to install WordPress now. So now we're going to proceed to the customer area. Okay, now that we're in the SiteGround customer area, if you go to My Accounts, you will see that you have your domain here with a little WordPress icon here. So you've successfully installed WordPress on this domain. Let's go to that domain and see what's there. They keep changing the setup process, so I keep having to make a new demo to go through the initial setup, but it's not that bad. In about 24 or 48 hours, you'll be able to type your domain right into the address bar up here. But for now, since sometimes it takes a day or so, we're going to just click on our domain and visit our site. So let's do that. And you'll see you have the default WordPress installation. I paused the video here real quick just to let you know that if your site doesn't look like this, that's okay. Just continue with the steps and we'll be installing the theme and the starter site soon. This is your website, and currently it has sort of a canned installation. Okay, now we're going to log into our site so we can change the settings. To do that, go to the end of your domain, type /wp-login.php. So whatever your domain is, at the end of it, put a /wp-login.php, and that'll take you to the login screen. Even if you have an under construction plugin, this will take you to your login screen so that you can log into your website. Okay, now you put in your installation login and password, or email and password that you put in when you installed WordPress. And if you're confused about which login and password to use, here's a screenshot from when you installed WordPress. Use this login and this password from this screen from about 3 minutes ago in the video. And then log in. The first time you log in, you'll notice it gives you this setup wizard. This is new to the process, and it only happens the first time you log in. If you click Start Now, you can just click through the screens. It gives you some themes to choose from. I'm going to show you the awesome theme that we're going to use, so you don't have to click anything on this screen. Just go down to Next, and then Here are some plugins to choose from. I deselect these plugins because I show you all the plugins that you need. So if you want to research these, you can, and you can install those yourself, but we use our own contact form, and so we don't need any plugins. Click continue. You can get all this stuff on your own, so you don't need to install these other things at the moment. So just click complete and it'll install the default theme with no extra plugins. Okay, so far so good. Let's go to the dashboard where all the settings are. And this is the simplified dashboard brought to you by SiteGround. If you don't want the simplified version, scroll all the way to the bottom and go to switch to default dashboard. That'll give you the regular version. To go back to the simplified version, you just hit a button down here on the side. So when you look at your dashboard, you see you have a bunch of settings on the side, and then you have some information here in the middle. There's some information here. This is just a fake comment put in by SiteGround. If you go to your posts page, you'll see you have a fake post that was put in by SiteGround. So if we were to visit our site, you'll see right here, this is that fake post. This is what's showing up on your site right now. So let's go back to the dashboard and let's remove that post by clicking all posts, and then I'm going to toss that post in the trash. Now you'll see there are no posts and there are no pages. Well, here's a forms preview page, so I'm going to trash that as well. So now we don't have any posts, we don't have any pages. Now when we go to our site, it should just be a blank site, nothing found, so there are no posts at the moment. And now we can go ahead and get started with installing stuff. A lot of the appearance is controlled by what theme you have installed. And the starter sites run a specific theme, so we need to get that theme. So go to themes. Right now we're doing this default one. I'm going to add new, search themes, and type Astra, A-S-T-R-A. Here it is here. You can preview it, but we need this to be able to install the starter site. So click install, activate, and now you're running the Astra theme. When you click on your blog, you'll see it looks totally different. This is kind of a blank slate theme, so it doesn't have any cactus photos or anything, but don't be fooled, this theme's amazing. So we're going to go ahead and go back to the dashboard, and now we're going to install all the plugins we need. So let's go to plugins, and you'll see SiteGround put a few in here already when we went through the setup process. We can deactivate the importer. We're not going to use that. Delete. Okay. We can deactivate the starter. That was that little starter menu that we went through. Delete that. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave this because it's the SiteGround optimizer. Okay, let's install some plugins. I also wanted to let you know, depending on your WordPress version, you might have a Gutenberg plugin as well. Plugins are just a way for people to add functionality to their website. Since WordPress is open source, developers can make plugins so that you don't have to make them. The only caveat is that you need to make sure that it's well supported and that it's made by a trusted developer, because if you just install any old plugin, you're kind of opening up your site to that developer's skills. So you want to make sure that these plugins are sound, and the ones that we're installing are definitely sound. So let's go with add new. Now we got to put in the page builder that we use, Elementor with an OR. This one here, install now, activate. There's over 2 million installations. Let's do the next one. Add new. This is the one that really helps us out, that's made by the same people that make Elementor. Type Astra Starter. Astra Starter Sites. This is where you get your downloadable template. Install now. Activate. Okay. If you want an under construction plugin to show your visitors while you're making your site, type under construction. We'll just use this one here. Install now. Activate. Okay. And what's next? WP Forms. Add new. WP Forms. No spaces. We want this one here, over 1 million installations. Install now. Activate. And go back to plugins. And now we're gonna, just in case you want to blog with the easier blogging platform instead of Gutenberg. Gutenberg is WordPress's page builder. If you just want to type out a blog post real easily, you can add new and type classic. And you'll see there's the classic editor before they switch to Gutenberg. If you want to just type blog posts that are simple, like in a word processing format, you would just install this one if you want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's optional. Okay, now we have our plugins, and you'll notice right here at the top we have under construction. Right now it's off. To turn it on, just flip the tab, and then when you have this green light, your visitors will get a under construction message. You will be able to see everything in your site while it's green because admins are whitelisted. So if I do an incognito window and I type the site, I just want to show you what you'll see. You'll see this under construction page. To log into your site, you either click this tab down here, and that takes you to wp-login.php, or you do what you did earlier in the tutorial. You just throw a slash on the end and do wp-login.php. So those are the two ways to log in when you are trying to log in with your under construction page. And once you log in, you can always take it off under construction by clicking that. Also, don't forget to turn it off when you're done. For the security plugin, I made a separate tutorial, so check that out at my site along with other tutorials. Okay, one more quick thing before we install the downloadable site. I'm going to change the name of the site, whether it's business site or my blog. If you want to change this to your business name, go to Appearance, Customize. That'll bring up the WordPress Customizer. A few of my tutorials in the program show you how to adjust fonts and colors and stuff like that once you put in your starter site. But to change the name, go to Layout, Header, Site Identity, and then under Site Title, go ahead and change the name. I'm going to just put in business site. You can put in your business. And then keep in mind, if you put in a logo like in the program, you may want to not display the title. It's up to you. And then the tagline here, I'm just going to erase that. Now I'm just going to commit the changes, and I'll hit the X to get back to the dashboard. Now you'll see you got a new title at the top, and we're ready for the next step. Alright, if you made it this far in the tutorial, you'll be really glad you did, because we're about to install the downloadable starter site, and you'll have a full small business site in just a few more clicks. To get there, you go to Appearance, Astra Sites, use the page builder Elementor, click the free tab if you want free sites only. You'll see you have 39 sites to choose from. So any of these sites you can install right now and they will appear exactly as they appear in the preview page. So if you preview one of these, you'll see this is a barbershop theme site, and you can browse all of the pages that come with it. You get all of the pages that appear in the menu bar, and then you have to install these plugins to get this site. So we'll do that when we pick a site. You could potentially pick any of these for any small business. So if you like the layout of this plumber site and you want to adapt it, you just install this one and change it and customize it to fit your own needs. So that's what makes this such an amazing resource. You can pick any of these. You can get creative, or you can just not be creative and just install the one that you like the most and just not make any changes to it. So this is it's just an incredible resource. I'm going to pick one of these, but you don't have to pick the same one that I pick. So keep in mind, the tutorials are all about the same. You can get more information on my website to adjust your starter site to make it fit your own needs. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pick this travel outdoor adventure website. Click Details Preview. I'm going to install the 2 required plugins, and then I'm going to import the site. And then I say OK. OK, it says done, view site, or I'm just going to get out of the plugin. I'm going to go to the dashboard. See, you're still in your WordPress site. Now we're going to go to Visit Site. And now your site is looking much nicer. This logo is left over from the other starter site, so don't worry about that. As I scroll down, you see you have all of these elements to your site, and you have a simple footer for this one. If you look at some of the other ones, they have a real complex footer with 4 large footer widgets. So keep in mind to look at the footer of those starter sites to see if you want to learn how to make a large footer. You can click on the About page. You get the services. Get the projects. I would probably make this into a not projects, but probably a gallery, and then a blog page where you can maybe get more clicks on your site by putting up informative blog posts, and a contact form which will go to your email address once we set it up. Okay, now I'm just going to go back to the dashboard so we can look and see what we got here. If you look at your pages, these were the pages that appeared in our menu bar. To edit the page, you just do Edit with Elementor. Except for the blog page, you would use either the block editor or classic editor because that was done in Gutenberg. The other steps on my site will show you how to remove pages from your menu and stuff like that. The posts, this is where you would write blog posts. You can see they made a few in the block editor to show you how to do that. If you look at the media, there's some leftover photos from a different starter site that I had in here, but looks like the media starts here, and all of these photos were included in your starter site. So what you would do is you would drag a photo from your file manager or your computer or your desktop, just drag it onto the media to upload it, and then it's available to use on your pages on your site once you edit the page. So pretty much the heart of step 1 is done. So the heart of creating a small business site is done. I just want to show you how to make a few changes, connect the contact form, and your small business site will be ready to go. Okay, now we're going to do a little crash course in making changes to your starter site. To make a change, go to the page you want to adjust. We'll do the home page, edit with Elementor. And what that does is it brings up your home page within the Elementor page builder, because all of your pages were built with Elementor. So anytime you edit it, you want to edit it with the Elementor page builder. You'll see your site over here on the right and the settings over here on the left. To see a setting, you just click on the widget, and this is where you would adjust the text. So in the beginning, I would recommend just using the layouts, using what they've created, and just changing the text to fit your needs. That way you're not going to mess up the layout, and this is already laid out really professionally and very clean. So that's why in the beginning, if you don't have a lot of experience, just click on a widget and then adjust the text. There's a lot you can do by just doing that. Like if you want to save this little block for another section in your page, you just right click and duplicate it and then drag it somewhere else. You can right click, delete it, duplicate this one instead, drag it somewhere else on your page. You can also duplicate the entire section by right-clicking the blue box by the tab and duplicate the section. Now you have two of those, and then you click on the photo, change the photo, put it in your media, and then it'll be ready to add when you want to change these. So in the beginning, like I was saying, it's a lot easier just to use what they've created and then make the adjustments. You'll see right here, if you want to move a section, like if you want to put this quote further down, I'm just going to start dragging it. It says you're moving a section, okay? So I'm going to keep going. Now I'm just going to put it there. And now we have a little different order. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Like I was saying, my site with the program goes into more specific topics on how to adjust your site, how to adjust the fonts, the colors, things like that. To adjust the colors of these individual widgets, you would just click the widget and you'll find that under Style. Here's the background color. So click the widget, Style, here's the text color here. So there's one thing I wanted to show you regarding these huge background photos, because we're going to be adjusting this background photo. But this is a background photo in the section, so you have to right click, edit section, and then when you go to Style, you'll see your background photo there. Not only that, but when you collapse the background and you go to background overlay, you'll see there's a background overlay to make the text pop out. So this is the color they chose, and then the opacity is 0.55, set to 0.55. So you can adjust that or just leave it as it is. And if you don't like what you did and you messed up somehow, like let's say you accidentally erased 3 sections and you were like, oh wait, I really need those sections. You go to the history here, and then here's where the sections were removed, so I'll just go back to the step where I was. So keep in mind, you can always go back with this history option, click a widget to adjust the text, and this right here, responsive mode, switch to mobile to make sure that your site works well in mobile. Now these downloadable sites were created so that they work well in mobile. So that's why I recommend that you just stick to what they've created, because then you have more reassurance that, you know, your website, your business site will look well and you won't have to develop something for both desktop and mobile. What else? Oh, just to create a section from scratch, which, you know, I have these topics on the site, but like if you want a section between these two, just hit the plus. You can do one manually here, 3-column, and then you go ahead and drag your, I hit the grid up here, and then you drag your widgets onto here, like an image, maybe like a button. And you'll see the color isn't the same, so let's just grab that color by clicking on this one, go to Style, grab that color, copy it, go down to this button, go to Style, background color, paste it in. Okay. And then like these photos here, they have like a background and a little rounded corner, which is a nice touch. I would just leave it, but if you want to adjust that, you click Style and see here all the information here. Border radius is what changes these rounded corners, and there's like a box shadow here. You'll see that's what's giving it the shadow effect. And there's also a few other things that they've done here to adjust these photos. So that's adjusting the photos. Now I'm going to adjust this photo to fit my small business needs, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. I'm going to go to the dashboard, so I'll hit the 3 lines, exit to dashboard, and I'm not going to save any changes. Now I already have the photo on my desktop. I got it from Unsplash. It's a free, royalty-free photo source. The other place to get these types of photos is Pexels. So before I upload it to my site at the Media tab and drag it on there, I'm going to double-click it. And whether you use a PC or a Mac, this takes up more screen than I wished. But if I go to Tools, Adjust Size, you'll see that it's 4600 pixels wide, and that will take a long time to load as a background photo for your site. So before I upload it, I'm just going to adjust it to 1600, and that will compress it to where as a background photo I'm not really that concerned about it. So I'm going to save it again, and now I'm going to drag it and drop it on here. Okay, once you upload your photos to your media, then we'll go back to the home page, edit with Elementor. Now we're going to edit the photo in the background of the section, so edit section, style, here's the photo, add it in, and change the title. And now it's looking like more like a totally different site with different photos. I got this photo from a royalty-free site. You would probably use photos for your own business, but what was I going to show you? Oh, if you want to make this a video, let's edit the section again, and this time instead of the classic, go to background video, and I already searched for a video here, so I'm just going to copy the link. If you upload a video yourself, you have control as to whether or not they allow embedding. If you just use someone else's that allows embedding, if they take it down, then obviously it'll just fall back to the photo. So paste the link here, and then I'm going to do a start time of 24 seconds, end time of 43 seconds, and we'll see if it allows embedding, and it does. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the background overlay so it's not quite so dark. But that's a nice way to get some movement on your site. This will only work for desktop. For mobile, it's gonna fall back to the image. So under here, background, use this background fallback and make sure you put in your regular image there so that mobile users and stuff like that will get your background photo. Click update, and now you've got a totally different looking site just by adjusting some of the photos or putting a background video. And one more thing regarding your background, like if you have a section here and you want to change the background color, you're just going to edit section, style, color right here. So you could adjust this any way you want, and then just click the picker when you're done. If I messed it up, I'll just go back to the way it was. So now we just have the contact form to go, and you'll be done with step 1. Okay, now we're going to connect the contact form on the contact page. If you go to your site on the contact page, you'll see you have a spot for a contact form. A lot of small businesses find that this stuff is enough, and they just put a photo in there because they don't want to deal with forms or emails getting lost or it getting caught up in your hosting. But I found that the contact form works pretty well. Some people prefer to use them still, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Go to your dashboard and then go to WP Forms. We're going to add new. I'm just going to use this simple contact form. And here we have the fields that it will create. If you go to settings, I'm just going to name it something. Whatever you want. And I'm just going to leave all of the other settings in place. If you go to notifications, you'll see it's going to send it to your admin email. This admin email is located under settings. I'll show you where that is. If you want to add another email, you just put a comma and put your second email in there. This right here is what will appear in the subject. So website contact. So when your customer fills it out, this is what will appear in the subject line, and then in the body of the email, all of the information will be inside the body of the email. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and save that and exit out. Here we have our form, and then over here we have the short code. This is what you need to paste it into your page. So highlight the entire thing, including the brackets, go to Pages, Contact, Edit with Elementor. Now we have this 2-column section. Here's the widget here. I'm going to delete it, and I'll show you the widget right here at the bottom. Short code. Drag that in, get them in the right order. Now click on the shortcode widget and paste it in. And you now have a working contact form. Oh, by the way, make sure you test this, because when I filled it out, my Gmail was sending all of the forms to the junk spam. So then you need to click on that email and say this is not spam, just to let Gmail know that you're going to be receiving emails from your host. So once you do that, you shouldn't have to worry about it, and you'll get them in your inbox. Oh, and the one thing I was going to show you was which email it's going to send to by default. That's under here, Settings. Click on Settings, and you'll see an email right there on the front page, and that will be the email that you will automatically receive the contact. That pretty much takes care of this video. I just need to go through and add some more Greek island photos, and this site will be ready to go. Oh, don't forget to turn off your under construction plugin. Thanks. Okay, that concludes step 1 of the program. I hope you were able to get your small business site up and running. Visit my free program at stepbystepwp.com for more specific help topics. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment.